Hey everybody, welcome back to my vlog. Hope you're all doing well out there. Hope you're all staying safe as usual. Filming kind of late today. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a vlog or not today. Just because I couldn't come up with something to talk about for Top 5 Tuesdays. Let me make sure it's Tuesday. Okay. I forget what day it is. So for this Tuesday, this Top 5 Tuesday, I'm going to do top 5 horror movies. Now, I should actually change that and put franchises because everything on my list is a franchise. Let me see. Let me go back real quick. Yeah. So, being that there's multiple movies in these titles that I'm going to read off, I didn't want to go through each and every video on its own. I just kind of wanted to, go over the basics and kind of cover them all at once. The first movie I have, or the first franchise I have on my list is Jason. I'll admit I'm a little bit rusty on my knowledge as far as Jason goes. I'm just basing it off of the knowledge I do know, like Camp Crystal Lake, and he drowned, I think. His mother has something to do with it. But I haven't watched a Jason movie in quite some time. But I always like Jason over Freddy. The Freddy Krueger movies, not so much. I don't know, just something about Jason that's creepier to me than Freddy Krueger. Yeah, my first pick is Jason. My favorite is probably Jason Takes Manhattan, especially that scene in the beginning when there's a bunch of punks and they try to mess with Jason, and then all he does is lifts his face mask off, his hockey mask off, and they see his face, and then they leave him alone, and he puts the mask back on. I always thought that part was awesome. But yeah, there's a lot of movies in that franchise that I haven't seen, to be honest with you. I've seen a number of them. I just haven't seen them recently. It'd be something I should add to my collection. So anyways, the next franchise I'm going to talk about is Saw. I like the Saw movies. They're hard for me to watch in certain parts because I admit I get a little squeamish when things are a little too violent and gory. But those movies are exactly that, violent and gory. That's why I put it on the list. Just the way that, what's his name? I can't remember what his name is. Jigsaw. Puts these people in these situations. Like, I can remember one where this guy was in a room covered with flammable liquid, and there was all these numbers written on the wall, and there was like a safe or something in the room, and you had to figure out what the combination was. And then the reverse bear trap thing. There's a lot of things I could go over from those movies as far as like traps that they. I remember there's one where somebody had to reach their hand into a thing filled with like hypodermic needles. Yeah, Saw movies are no joke. They're very, like I said, graphic and violent. And so is the other movie that I have on my list. So movies. The next one I put on my list is Scream. I like those movies. Not sure why I like them. I just do. I just think that it's a good old, horror slasher film. Just classic horror movie. I think I watched all of them. But once again, it's a bunch of movies that I haven't seen in a long time, so I can't quite remember everything. I just know there's that girl, what's her name, Sidney Prescott. She's supposed to be like the main character, which is Neve Campbell, I believe. So there's that. That was good. David Arquette was in that, I believe. Courtney Cox was in it. The first one, Drew Barrymore was in. But yes, I can't remember everything about Scream, but I do know that I like all the Scream movies, so I put that on the list. The next one I really like, I got into when I was a kid. Well, actually, that applies to the next two franchises I have picked out. The first one here is Night of the Living Dead, and I'm talking about the original from 19. It's from the 60s. The original Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, by I think George A. Romero wrote it. But just that first one, even in black and white, it's still a scary movie. They did very well with what they had, as far as how they made the movie and everything. I think it was well done, and to this day is one of my favorite movies. I remember the first time I saw the first Night of the Living Dead, I was like 16, and then that and the next thing I want to talk about got me into zombies big time. So there's Night of the Living Dead, there's Dawn of the Dead, there's Day of the Dead, there's the Return of the Night of the Living Dead. There's all kinds of movies in that franchise. They're all good. One of them was from like the 70s. I don't know, but I think that the original Night of the Living Dead is what got the whole zombie craze going. And I'm talking like when I'm 16, this zombie thing wasn't like a big popular thing where they're putting zombies in video games and movies and all kinds of stuff. There's like Call of Duty zombie mode, I think. I'm not sure because I don't play Call of Duty. I'm not good at it, so I don't play it. Then we're gonna save the best. I gotta silence this. Hang on. We're gonna save the best for last. I got quite a bit to say about this one, and okay. The last one on my list is Resident Evil. Now I am a major Resident Evil fan. I was just really young when the first Resident Evil video game came out for PlayStation. And I'm talking about way back, even before because for the first one they made a director's cut. I got into it with my brother before they even made the original one as a director's cut. I remember we would go rent video games, and we didn't know what to expect. My brother and I, that is. What to expect from Resident Evil, but I have fond memories of playing that game with my brother, the original one, and had a lot of fun doing it. There's a lot of puzzles to solve and stuff like that. A lot of puzzles to solve, and it's a survival horror genre, so you can choose to stand your ground and take out all the zombies, or you could pick and choose what enemies you face and what enemies you don't face, because you can evade the enemies and save your ammunition so you really need it. There's a lot of strategy that goes into playing Resident Evil. And they're very good with different camera angles in the game to make things just a bit more creepier. So I fell in love with Resident Evil from the get-go. I think it's probably, I used to help my brother figure out the puzzles in the game and everything like that. Like I'd actually be writing stuff down so we could keep track of things. And I just remember playing that game quite a bit. The second one came out, I was super excited. But we're talking about the movie now. I'm straying away from the point. One thing about the first Resident Evil movie is, I don't know if everybody knows this, and if anybody else out there is a hardcore Resident Evil fan like me, but one thing that really upset me is, I don't know how many people know that the Resident Evil, the first one, with Mila Jovovich, was supposed to be different. They actually changed the script. George A. Romero wrote out the script, I believe, and the first movie was supposed to be exactly like the first video game, and then they scrapped it, and then they came out with with the game that we, or with the movie that we know today. I mean, they added characters that don't exist in the game. They changed up the storyline. You know, they did a lot of things differently that didn't hold true to the first video game. And as a hardcore Resident Evil fan, I was pretty upset about that. I was hoping to see, like, you know, I don't know how many of you have played Resident Evil 1 or 2 or 3, which 3 is my favorite because of Nemesis. But yeah, the first movie was supposed to be like the first video game, and that's not what happened. So I was still pretty upset about it. But I mean, the Resident Evil movies are good. They're still good. I'm just still upset that they didn't hold true to the video game that they made the movies after. So yeah, I mean, not much you can do about it, obviously. I mean, they've made so many other Resident Evils. I still have to catch up on those and watch all of those. But it's kind of hard to watch a movie modeled after a video game that they twisted and changed and did all kinds of things to it so that it didn't hold true to the actual game itself, the way the game is actually played out. So yeah, I think that should be it for now. I went over my time. I apologize. So if you guys like the video, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite movies are. If you want, consider subscribing to my channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified when I do a new vlog or a live stream. And that's going to be it for this one. So I'll catch you guys later.